Dear one, if you're reading this, it's no coincidence. There's a sacred reason your heart has been drawn here, a celestial pull guiding you to this moment. Your guardian angels are standing beside you, their wings softly brushing against your spirit, carrying a message so profound it could only come from the heavens. Last night, under a sky woven with stars, your soulmate experienced something extraordinary, a vision, a whisper, a divine encounter that shook their soul to its core. It wasn't just a fleeting dream, it was a sacred unveiling, a moment where the veil between worlds thinned, and their heart was flooded with the truth of you. This wasn't an ordinary night. The air was heavy with purpose, the universe aligning to deliver a message that could no longer be ignored. Your soulmate woke with tears streaming down their face, their chest heaving with a love so vast it felt like it could swallow the stars. These weren't tears of sorrow, dear child, but of revelation, a love so pure, so overwhelming, it cracked open the walls they'd built around their heart. In that sacred moment, they saw you, not just your face, but your essence, your light, your unspoken dreams. They felt the weight of every moment you shared, every sacrifice you made, every silent prayer you whispered in the dark. And it broke them open, because for the first time, they truly understood the depth of what they'd been running from. Your angels want you to hear this clearly: you are not forgotten. You've been wandering, haven't you? In the quiet of your nights, when the world feels too still, you've asked if they ever think of you, if the connection you felt was real, if the love you poured out was ever seen. The answer, beloved, is a resounding yes. Not only do they think of you, but their soul is stirring, their spirit awakening to the truth that you were never just a moment in their life, you were their home, their compass, their divine purpose. This vision they had wasn't random, it was a celestial intervention, a divine hand reaching into their heart to remind them of what's real. In this sacred vision, they saw you standing in a field of golden light, your eyes radiant with a love that held no conditions. They saw the cracks in your heart, the places where you'd carried pain they didn't fully understand. They saw the way you loved them even when it hurt, the way you believed in them when they couldn't believe in themselves. And in that moment, they felt the weight of their own choices, of the times they turned away, the moments they let fear speak louder than love, the days they tried to convince themselves they could live without you. But the vision showed them the truth: life without you is a shadow, a half-lived story, a melody missing its heart. They wept, dear one, because the love they felt in that vision was more real than anything they've known since you've been apart. They reached for you in the stillness of the night, their hands trembling, their voice whispering your name to the heavens. They asked for forgiveness, for guidance, for a chance to make things right. They saw you not as a memory, but as the missing piece of their soul, the light they'd been searching for in all the wrong places. And now, they can't unsee it. They can't pretend it didn't happen. They can't go back to the life they were living, because their heart has been awakened, and it's calling them back to you. Your angels are urging you to listen closely, because this is not just about their awakening, it's about yours too. You've been strong, haven't you? You've carried the weight of love through storms and silence, through doubt and disappointment. You've prayed when it felt like no one was listening, hoped when it seemed foolish to believe, loved even when it left you bruised. And heaven has seen every tear, every whispered wish, every moment you chose to keep your heart open. This vision your soulmate had is heaven's answer, a divine confirmation that your love was never in vain. It's a promise that what you've given is returning to you, not as a faint echo, but as a radiant tide. The vision that changed everything. Let's linger here, beloved, because there's more your angels want you to know. In this vision, your soulmate didn't just see you, they felt you. They felt the warmth of your laughter, the softness of your presence, the way your love made them feel like they could conquer the world. They saw moments they'd forgotten as small, sacred things, like the way you'd look at them when they weren't watching, or the way your voice would soften when you spoke their name. They saw the arguments too, the misunderstandings, the times they pushed you away because they didn't know how to hold something so real. And in that vision, they understood something they'd never grasped before: you weren't just loving them, you were teaching them how to love themselves. They saw the nights you spent alone, wrestling with questions they left unanswered. They saw the mornings you woke up and chose to keep going, even when your heart was heavy. They saw the way you carried their absence like a quiet ache, never letting it dim your light. And it humbled them, dear one, because they realized they'd been blind to the depth of your strength, the beauty of your resilience, the sacredness of your love. They wept because they saw how much they'd hurt you, not because they meant to, but because they were too afraid to face the truth of what you shared. In this vision, they walked through a garden where every flower bloomed with a memory of you. Each petal held a memento, some joyful, some painful, but all radiant with meaning. They saw the times you stood by them when the world felt too heavy, the times you believed in their dreams when they doubted themselves. They saw the way you poured your heart into them, not because you needed them, but because you chose them. And they saw the emptiness they'd created by walking away, the hollow spaces in their life where your light used to shine. The vision showed them a truth they couldn't escape: you were their safe harbor, their sacred truth, their divine gift. They woke with a start, their heart pounding, their soul trembling with the weight of what they'd seen. They sat in the quiet of the dawn, feeling like they'd been touched by something holy. They whispered your name, not as a memory, but as a prayer, asking the universe for a way back to you. They don't know how yet, dear and near, they're still processing, still piecing together the fragments of this divine encounter. But one thing is certain: they're not the same. Something inside them has shifted, a spark has been ignited, and their soul is calling them to act, to move, to return. Your angel's message: you are enough. Your angels are surrounding you now, their light wrapping around you like a warm embrace. They want you to know that you didn't love wrong. You didn't give too much. You didn't hold on too long. You simply loved with a heart that knows no limits, a heart that sees beyond flaws, a heart that believes in the divine possibility of love. And that, dear one, is your superpower. It's why they're waking up now, why their soul is stirring, why the heavens are moving in your favor. You've been wondering if you were enough, haven't you? In the quiet moments, when the doubts creep in, you've asked if you could have done more, been more, said more. But your angels are here to tell you that you were always in awe for more than enough. You loved them with a fierceness that shook their soul, a gentleness that healed their wounds, a truth that challenged their fears. They ran, not because you weren't enough, but because they weren't ready to receive a love so pure, so real, so divine. But now, something is changing. The vision they had was a divine mirror, reflecting back the truth of who you are and who they could be with you. They saw you standing tall, your heart open, your spirit radiant, and it awakened something deep within them. They're beginning to see themselves differently too, not as broken, not as unworthy, but as someone capable of giving and receiving the kind of love you've always offered. They're softening, dear one, their edges melting, their fears dissolving in the light of this divine truth. Your angels want you to hold this close. You don't need to chase them, to prove yourself, to beg for their return. You've already done the work of loving, waiting, healing, growing. Now, it's their turn to step forward, to show up, to choose you with the same courage you've shown all along. And they will, because the heavens are guiding them, aligning moments, clearing paths, opening doors. The vision they had was just the beginning of a spark that's growing into a flame, a whisper that's becoming a song, a dream that's leading them back to you. The journey back to you. Let's pause here, beloved, because your angels have more to share. Your soulmate is on a journey now, one they didn't choose but can't ignore. The vision they had was like a map, showing them the way back to you, not just to your heart, but to their own. They're wrestling with questions, with fears, with the weight of their own mistakes. They're wondering if you'll still welcome them, if your heart still has space, if the love you shared can be reborn. They're afraid, not of you, but of the truth they've avoided for so long, the truth that you were their miracle, their divine gift, their once-in-a-lifetime love. They're thinking about how to reach out, what to say, how to bridge the distance they created. They don't have all the answers yet, but they have something new, courage. The vision gave them a glimpse of what life could be with you, a life filled with laughter, with tenderness, with the kind of love that makes the world feel whole. And they want that, dear one, more than they've ever wanted anything. They're not coming back to repeat the past, to rehash old wounds, to make empty promises. They're coming to build something new, something sacred, something lasting. Your angels are working behind the scenes, weaving moments of synchronicity, guiding their steps, softening their heart. They're preparing you to, dear one, helping you release the pain of the past, the doubts that linger, the fears that whisper you might get hurt again. You've grown, haven't you? You're not the same person you were when they left. You're stronger, wiser, more grounded in your own light. And that's why they're being called back now, because you're ready to receive love from a place of wholeness, not need from strength, not fear from truth, not illusion. When they come, it won't be with grand gestures or perfect words. It will be with honesty, with vulnerability, with a heart that's finally open. You'll feel it, dear and near, the shift in their energy, the softness in their voice, the truth in their eyes. There will be no confusion, no games, no wondering where you stand. They'll come with peace, with presence, with a commitment to show up fully, not just for you, but for the love you share. A love that transforms. Your angels want you to know that this is not just about a reunion, no, it's about transformation. The love you shared was never ordinary, it was a divine spark, a sacred bond, a connection forged in the heavens before you ever met. And now, it's evolving, deepening, becoming something even more beautiful than it was before. The vision your soulmate had was a glimpse of that potential, a love that doesn't just survive, but thrives, a love that doesn't just heal, but creates, a love that doesn't just exist, but transforms. You've been preparing for this, even if you didn't know it. Every tear you shed, every prayer you whispered, every step you took toward healing was a step toward this moment. You've learned to love yourself, to trust your heart, to stand in your truth. And that's why the heavens are moving now, why your soulmate is awakening, why the love you thought was lost is returning. It's not coming back to break you, but to honor you, not to repeat the past, but to create a future, not to take, but to give. Your angels are asking you to stay open, to keep your heart soft, to trust the divine timing of this moment. You don't need to force anything, to rush anything, to prove anything. Just be radiant, resilient, real. The love you've given is a seed, planted in faith, watered with tears, nurtured with hope. And now, the harvest is coming, a harvest of love, of truth, of connection. Your soulmate is waking up, not just to you, but to themselves, to the divine purpose of your bond, to the sacred possibility of what you can create together. A prayer for your heart. Let's close this message with a prayer, dear one, a sacred affirmation to seal this moment in your soul. Say these words with me, let them echo in your heart, let the heavens hear your truth. I am ready to receive divine love. I release the pain of the past. I forgive what was, and I welcome what is coming. My heart is open, my spirit is strong, my soul is aligned with the truth. I trust that my soulmate is finding their way back to me, guided by heaven, softened by love, awakened by truth. I receive this with gratitude, with peace, with faith. And so it is. You don't need to know how it will unfold, beloved. You just need to trust who's guiding it are your angels, your creator, your soul. They're all in alignment now, and so is your soulmate. The vision they had was a divine spark, a holy awakening, a sacred call to return. They're coming, not as they were, but as they're becoming honest, open, ready to love you the way you've always deserved. Share this message with someone who needs to hear it, someone whose heart is longing for hope. Type "I believe" in the comments to affirm your faith, to let the universe know you're ready. And stay connected, because your angels have more to say, more to show you, more to bring. Until then, keep your heart open, your spirit soft, your faith strong. Love is coming, dear Ian, not as a dream, but as a reality. And it's yours.